Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. Ralph Phillips here. Everybody get in here. Let's watch some football, man. Let's look at some all 22. We're going to take a gander at the offense and got some interesting stuff to look at, man. You're not going to want to miss this. You are not going to want to miss this. Good stuff. Good stuff, bad stuff, just stuff. Tom, you didn't get our gifts, man? What's up, Zebra? Offense time. Yes. And I tell you, man, this was fun to watch. This was fun to watch. So much better than watching the defense. Maybe that's why the offense is fun to watch in this game, because the defense is so bad. You just come in with low expectations. I don't know, but it was fun to watch and some encouraging stuff. I'm not going to lie. The offense did crap the bed on the last drive. You know, they could have won it, but they came out flat. And I wonder, you know, if there isn't some locker room issues going on, you know, because of this game. I mean, there's obviously people are upset, and them bringing JPP in, again, we'll talk more about that, but them bringing JPP in is, to me, just a blaring signal that there's a locker room issue going on. They need somebody to straighten out the locker room. Me and Molly talked about this extensively last night, and, you know, I'm of the opinion that JPP was brought in either by Levante David, you know, because JPP and Levante David have been friends and they played football for many years. They played JUCO together. Or Jason Light did it. I don't think it was a Todd Bowles decision. So that's going to be interesting to see how it's played out. Watching the press conferences, though, with everybody was very interesting and kind of enlightening. Larry Foote definitely hinted strongly at one of the reasons why JPP was brought in was to help with the injury situation. Because he said, you know, JPP got a half a hand and broken neck, and he still plays football. I was like, woo, well, you know, because it's like seeing Servassier Dennis literally slip and fall down, quit on the play, and then not come back in the game was really just, you're like, that's not football, dude. You know, and it's like Jamel Dean, you know, when he ran into whoever it was, Tyke Smith or McCullum or whoever it was, you know, and they just kind of bumped into each other, and then Jamel Dean's out for the rest of the game after 2 snaps. You're just like, you know, y'all gotta get stronger. You know what I'm saying? But fight through that stuff, you know. And I think bringing JPP in is going to help do that. Just for, if no other reason than the myth of him out there playing with basically a half a body and a broken neck, you know, and still playing and getting, what did he get, 9 sacks, 8 sacks that year? He played half a year with a broken neck, got 8 sacks, 9 sacks, whatever. Anyhow, I think the JPP decision was either Levante David, you know, really giving an ultimatum, because he was obviously pissed. You know, we saw him against I think it was the Buffalo game where he was furious, and I've never seen him like that before. And in this game, for him to run off the field, you know, and then, you know, go in his locker room, pack up and leave without talking to any players, no coaching staff, no media. He's never done that before. And so he probably went, got in the car and was like, JPP, you ready to play? You want to play? And then he called up Light and he said, we need JPP. That's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts. Lots of interesting stuff with the offense. Lots of interesting stuff. What's everybody say? Rampage, what's up, brother? Tom didn't get our gifts, man. Molly, I hope you got insurance on those gifts. You sent a premium YouTube, Tubi, and Pluto subscription to Ralph? Did you really? I had to check my email. MH, what's up, brother? Zachary Jarvis, what's up? You think JPP was a panic move? I mean, yeah, I think so too, but I am not mad about that move. I absolutely love it, to tell you the truth. I love JPP. I love his attitude. And it was funny. On his press conference, they asked him about the new guys and stuff like that. And he says, I'm getting to know these guys. I can't wait to meet them and all that. And they asked him about Yaya Diaby and Hassan Riddick. And he says, yeah, I don't know anything about them. He says, I've never met them. He says, I don't know if they're old guys, veterans, young guys, whatever. I can't wait to meet them. And then he said, but I'm going to help them out. If I see them doing something that, I can help them with, I'm going to tell them, because, I'm the kind of guy that can't keep my mouth shut. I was like, yeah, we all know what you're saying there, buddy. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm excited about this offensive game film now. I'm ready to watch it. You want to lose out and fire Todd. I tell you what, if we lose Thursday night, I think our season's over. We got to win Thursday night. And I think we need to win with a statement too. I'll send you some cold, Tom. Yeah, it's cold here too. I had a sweater on, and then I came into my office, and it's 76 degrees in here, and I got all sweaty, so I had to change. That's why I was a little late getting on. Yeah, I bet West Virginia's really cold. It snowed here yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Yeah, Zebra, that's what I think. I think David got in touch with him and was like, we need your help, brother. I think they let him go because they didn't realize what they had. And plus, he was dealing with that shoulder injury that year, his last year with us, and he really shouldn't have been playing. I mean, he played horrible. He really couldn't tackle. He couldn't lift his left arm. I think it was his left arm. But nobody had the balls to pull him off the field. You couldn't. I mean, he'll fight you. Coaches know that. So I think, they were like, oh, we'll let him go and all that. And we just haven't had the same juice since then. I think they didn't realize what they had. Servase took himself out. He's trying to help the team. You're going to change your pick, Zebra? All right. What's up, Marty? G-Dubs. Right, yeah, play through your injuries, MH. You got to. I mean, I understand. I mean, there are some injuries, where you broke a leg and, torn Achilles maybe and stuff like that. But, we've seen guys play on this team with broken collarbones, broken necks, fractured femurs, all kinds of stuff, and these are greats. These are guys who are going in the Hall or are in the Hall of Fame. You just play through crap. It's toughness, man. Toughness. Learn how to play through pain. Yeah. I feel bad for Braswell, Dennis, Logan Hall, Cansey, probably. I think the only ones that are safe are going to be Vita, Levante, and maybe Winfield. I think the rest of them are going to get an earful. Yeah, Zach. Yep, Cansey. Marty ain't seen snow in years. I'll send you a picture. It was just like a little drizzle. I didn't even see it. It must have been Monday night, yeah, because I was live streaming. Yeah, don't play through hamstring injuries. That's the one that always gets me. I'm like, I've had hamstring injuries. You can play through or groin injuries. Who was it? Oh, Daniel Jones. I've watched his injury when it happened. He just threw a pass and then just fell down. He had an Achilles and everything, but I'm like, so reminds me of that quote, Jim Brown in the movie Any Given Sunday. He said these new guys, they got bodies like Adonis, but they're built like glass. I'm like, how do you tear your Achilles throwing a pass? Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, some injuries you just can't play through, I mean, the Godwin injuries, can't play through. Both of them. God, I give Godwin a break. But a lot of these, I'm just like, I don't know, man. And we got, like, what's going on with Wirfs? And I'm going to say this. And I know everybody's going to get mad about me. I don't think we should play Wirfs for the rest of the season. Chumbawamba played fine as a fill-in. We got Barton we could put out there, whatever. But this team needs to kind of make a statement that, if you can't be available, somebody could take your job. And we need to say that, if you bench a top player on your team to send that message across, that message gets across. And I think it's something. What's up, Marty Rules? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, brother. Zion's fall off has to be studied. Yeah, it's really weird. Bowles said that he gets bored out there. And somebody said that, gosh, who was it about? Oh, no, when they were talking to Jamel Dean about JPP coming back and everything. And they asked him if he ever gets bored out there. And he's like, yeah, it's something I got to fight a lot. He was like, if you're not careful, that's when they'll get you. You'll just be out there business as usual. And you're like, oh, this is easy. And then next thing you know, bam, they hit you. So maybe it is a thing with Zion. But I tell you what, past few games, he has really, I don't know what's going on with him over there, but he is like playing man coverage really tight. Like almost all game. It's really strange. Really strange. Like even when he's in quarters coverage or he drops back in cover 3, he doesn't fully go all the way back, which is great. I love. He's playing much more aggressive, sticking to whoever's near him. So, maybe he's working through something. Don't know. Wirfs is more hurt than he thinks he is. Yeah, than we think he is. Apparently, I mean, he had that surgery in the offseason. Then he had a knee issue. Then he had a foot issue, I want to say. I can't remember all the injuries he's had this year, but he keeps going in and out, in and out, in and out. And now he's got an oblique injury. And I'm just like, just put the guy on the bench, let him rest for the rest of this year. Maybe if we make it to the playoffs, then let him come back and play. I don't know. But, kind of send a message to the team. A bit like, if you're going to be hurting in and out of the lineup, we're going to put somebody in that's not going to be hurt. Let these guys get some reps. I mean, you got to look at teams like the 49ers, who just get blasted by injuries, but yet they still find a way to win. Detroit Lions last year, good grief. Detroit Lions last year had more injuries to their team than any team I could recall. I mean, they had like 30 guys injured at one point. And they still ended up, top of the NFC. I mean, you can't. There's some teams that just have that mentality. Next man up, fight through it. And we all know Dan Campbell is he lets it be known. I'm here to bite kneecaps, right? Bowles ain't like that. Bowles is kind of like, well, if you feel a twinge or something, just let me know and we'll put somebody else in for next week. And just think about how crappy that would be to. You get your shot, right? The guy in front of you goes down, injury. You get your shot. You go in there, you play really good, and then the guy that gets injured is not injured anymore. He comes back and they just replace you. And you would go, well, what good is it for me to really bust my butt to play good if I'm just going to get replaced as soon as that guy comes back? I like Bruce Arians' mentality on it. Bruce Arians' mentality is if you get hurt and the guy behind you plays well, he's staying in. He's got that old story about Lou Gehrig or whoever it was. He'd love to say it. Yeah, every time we pay a player, they lose that fire. What's that all about, Zach? No other team's got issues with Borden. I know, right? The Saints sure didn't. Tell you what, Saints in man coverage are good. They are good. Zebra, I figured everybody would disagree with me on the whole Wirfs situation, but a message has got to be sent, But Chumbawamba, or Chubawaba, whatever his name is, he plays. He was very serviceable in this game, very serviceable. This crew is not playoff caliber or ready. Not right now, they sure aren't. Yes, Zachary, 100%. Yeah, they take the identity of their head coach or their leadership, but head coach is normally the ones. Gave up 800 yards rushing per game. Well, that's why our rush defense is always so good, because they just burn us over the top. Remember with Shiano? I mean, we had like the 5th best rushing defense in the history of the league. In the history of the league. I want to say it was the 5th. But that's because nobody needed to run on us. They just threw it over the top, and they were burning us deep. We had like the best run defense in the history of the league, you know, like top 10. And then we had like the worst pass defense in the history of the league. What's up, Joe? Big Haas. Yeah, it was definitely a far cry for, or a cry for help, no doubt about it. But I love the move. I really do. I love it. I've missed JPP since he's been here. Not necessarily his play, although his play is fun to watch. He's that chaotic evil style play, man. But it's just his attitude, you know, that old school football attitude. You know, we don't have anybody that really has it. And I think it'll help the locker room. Either it's going to help the locker room or fracture it even further. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, there was some crap calls in this game. I didn't mark the refs too bad in this game because they didn't call a lot of holding on our offensive line. We had a little bit of holding going on, but it was slippery. The field was slippery. It was tough for a lot of these guys. Yeah, Joe, speaking of Otten. Yeah, Winfield, what's going on with him? Again, he got paid, right? And then he just kind of fell off. It's something I wanted to bring up with Otten. Watching this game film, it made me realize this offense has evolved around Cade Otton for 4 years. And I know that's weird to say, and it's weird to hear. You go, Cade Otton. But no, this offense revolves around Cade Otton. He is in almost every play. He blocks, and he's generally a lead blocker or a very important blocker. His routes are, you know, I mean, he's looked at his routes are usually top 3. He's on the field all the time. He's a very important part of this offense. And when we all 3, since he's been in the league, Byron Leftwich used him a lot. You know, I call him a 100%er because he has games where he plays 100% of the offensive plays. It's very rare for a tight end. But Leftwich had him blocking and running routes a lot, but Cade Otton was so bad this first year in blocking. It was one of the reasons why Leftwich got fired, because Otton was just so bad, it made Leftwich look really bad. Then with Dave Canales, you know, he really started playing like every snap, doing a lot of, you know, we run screen passes to him. We do everything with him. We put him in as fullback. We run screen passes to him. We run him deep. You know, he's in for blocking. Just our offense revolves around Cade Otton, and I don't think that's a good thing. You know, Cade, I like Cade. I think he's a good football player. Not great. He's good. He's above average. But if you're going to revolve your offense around a player, it needs to be a really good player, you know, really good player. And Cade Otton is not a really good player. He's a good player, above average, but And I think it kind of hurts our offense that we depend on him so much, you know. So anyhow, that's something I wanted to bring up. Watching this all 22, I was just like, you know what? I'm kind of tired of watching Cade Otton. You know, that's because I watch him all the time, and he's always got some pivotal role to play in almost every play. And then I got to thinking, I was like, there's nobody else on offense that's like that. Nobody. Except Baker Mayfield, maybe. But even Baker Mayfield, sometimes, he just turns around, hands the ball off. Doesn't really have a lot to do with the play. Cade Otton's always got something to do. Okay, here's what I've seen with this offense. Going to wrap it up, give you a summary before we look at some game film. Feeney, 65, had his best game in this game. He actually played pretty well. He actually had some really, really good blocks in this game. Hopefully I marked them and we'll look at them. But he went up against 99, Chase Young, quite a bit and won every single one of them. And the reason why he went up against Chase Young so much is because he pulled a lot, and he would pull to Chase Young's side and just block up Chase Young. Beat him every time. That was surprising. It was nice to see. The first series that we're going to look at, I think we're going to look at every play on that first series, was outstanding. Whereas the defense, the first series of the defense was absolute garbage, and they just shot themselves in the foot all the way down the field. And they're the reason why the Saints scored a touchdown. The defense just was, every single play was horrible. It was the exact opposite with the offense. It was a genius level series. So we're going to take a look at that. That was fun. We run block better when we play light than when we go with our heavy sets. Especially in this game, we really dominated our run when it was just offensive line against defensive line. But when you brought the tight ends in, or you brought the wide receivers in, or you had fullback positions, stuff like that, and they were blocking and all that, just we didn't block as well because somebody would always kind of mess up, So I think they need to look at stop having so much movement and these heavy formations with our run game and kind of go a little lighter more often. Their defense did a great job of sniffing out our plays. I'll say this about Grizzard, and I'm staying with this. I've been saying this. I like him. I like his play calling. I think he did a good job in this game. He had some brain farts, like always. Here's Dave Canales. Here's Grizzard. Here's Liam Cohen. Grizzard's a step under Liam Cohen, but not a whole lot. Grizzard he's coming up with some really good play calls and play designs. I like it. The offense is not predictable. It's very unique. It looks vanilla at times, but then it's the small things. It's really neat. Their man coverage was really good. Really good. And the last drive we had was very weak and low effort. I don't know what was going on, but it looked almost like we had given up. And we were only down by 4. We had like 2 minutes left, and it was a really poor performance. Everybody just seemed bleh. And I don't know if something happened. The defense was definitely pissed off with each other. So I don't know if everybody was just ready to go home or if something happened on the sidelines or whatever, but it was very low effort. So anyhow, let's look at some game film. Those are my thoughts. What's everybody saying in chat before I... Yeah, faces did. Yeah, especially that last series, Joe. Everybody looked like garbage. Just didn't, very low effort. Otten has led to 2 of Baker's interceptions. Yeah. Baker got away with a couple of interceptions in this game that were dropped. Devin Culp is wasting away. Yeah. I think we should start. I mean, I like Cade Otton, and I get, he he really advanced so far from his first year to his second year that they should have gave him an award for it. You know, kind of like how Cody Mock went from being so bad in his first year to being serviceable in his second year. You know, Otten has just gotten better. And I can see why they use him a lot because he is a grinder. But, you know, when you revolve your offense around a guy who is above average, you know, but not great, then your offense is going to be that way, right? Just kind of makes sense. You know, when every play, he is a keystone part of the play. You're like, man, you wouldn't do that with somebody like Bijan Robinson, right? That's where the Falcons mess up because they got this great player and they, you know, they're not playing him. The offense doesn't revolve around him. You know, we got Bucky Irvin. I think our offense should revolve around Bucky Irvin. Although Rachaad White had a great game in this game. Anyhow, okay, let's look at some stuff. First broken nose that we can't see. Yeah, Feeney has some really good blocks in this game. I was impressed with him. I was like, ooh, he's getting better. I like this. All right. Hopefully I marked him down and we'll get to see him. This was the Saints defense played a lot better than the Saints offense. Saints offense was just out there. Nothing special. They were just kind of coasting and just let us shoot ourselves in the foot the whole game. The Saints defense on a different story. They were trying to win. And they made it tough, man. They made it tough. All right, here we go. First series, second play of the game. Barton gets beat by 92. If we go by ranking who had the worst game, again, it was Barton. It wasn't horrible, though. I think our offensive line held up really well against this defense, and they were throwing everything at us, including the kitchen sink. Most of our breakdowns our protection breakdowns came with our running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers, our secondary blockers. So we'll take a look at all that, hopefully. All right, here we go. Barton gets beat by 92 for a tackle for a loss here. Okay. Where's 92? There he is. Right here. Gets beat. 92 gets his backfield, takes Irving down. This is just a straight up whooping. Right there. Tosses it to the side. It's kind of a double team, too. But you can see 65 gives him a little bit of leverage push there. Helped get Barton off of him. Would have liked to have seen Freeney stay on that block, but he was busy looking at the blitzing guys coming in. I will say that, and I said this last time, Chase Young, I've never liked him. I think he's way overrated. I've always thought that, and this game proved it to me. The guy's just, he reminds me so much of Clowney. You know, they're built so massively. They're proportioned very well. Like if you like saw a picture of them just kind of standing there, you'd think they were a normal person. But then if you put them next to another person, you go, oh, wow, he's really huge. And they're very athletic, but they just don't have that oomph, you know? And Chase Young really proved it to me in this game. You know, you just saw a lot of this where, you know, he just kind of lollygagged around. I'm not sure if he made a play the whole game. All right, next play. This should have been a free play. I don't know why the refs blow the whistle. 99 goes across and then steps back. And again, we had this issue last week. See, right there. He doesn't have there's only specific times they're supposed to blow the whistle, and this is not one of them. He doesn't have a free path to the quarterback. This guy's not having to defend himself. And it's not, what's the other one? It's not the last 5 minutes and the defense isn't on the field set properly, whatever. It was something. Anyhow, but they blew the whistle here. This should have been a free play. But he gets charged for offsides or neutral zone infraction. But they blew the whistle. And remember last week, Mayfield was so mad about it, and he was correct to be mad. But we should have had a free play there. Anyhow, this first series was so great. 3rd and 1. Otten whiffs on a block of 94, who ends up making the tackle. We still get the first down now. So here's Otten. Here's 94. He whiffs. Right there. See him? Just whiffs. And 94 is able to come in and make the tackle. Is this Bucky Irvin? Yeah. I would have preferred to have seen Bucky go this direction. Don't know why he didn't. I think maybe because he saw 20 coming. He wasn't sure 62 was going to pick him up. I don't know. But anyhow, he cuts to the outside, gets tackled. He gets the first down, so that's okay. I really like this. This is a very unusual boot to the left. 14 is the main blocker. Let me see. I think it's a boot to the left. Might be a boot to the right. I got so many notes on this one. Hold on. This one I couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought it was maybe a busted play and all that. And then when I realized what was going on, I was like, oh my gosh, this is genius. This is genius. This is a genius play. Okay, we got a boot. It's a boot to the right. Boom, right? You got your levels. You got 1. You got 88. And then I was looking at him and I was like, oh, he messed up. He just runs deep. He's not running level. He should have been about right here, right? So you got 88 going. And then I was like, why did 88 stop? Why did he stop? What is going on here? I was like, oh man. I said, he knows what he's doing. He's running. He's going across here, but he stops. Very strange, right? Normally on a boot, right? Quarterback goes this way. You got your 3 levels. You got your short, medium, and then long. But we got our short here. We got our medium. He stops. And then long just keeps running like it's a go route. And I was like, what is going on? So then I thought, oh, it's a busted play. Somebody got messed up. And he just finds Godwin just happens to be open here. And so he just throws it to him. And it just happens to luckily be a good play, right? And I watched this over and over and over. And then it dawned on me. I'll show you what I saw. And then I went, oh my gosh, this was designed to be this way. And this is genius because it's a boot and everybody, defense knows what's coming on. They go to protect this one. They go to protect this one. And when he stops, they stop with him. Look, they both stop right here, right? He's over here. He's over here. These guys are way down here. That leaves a perfect lane right here and all this space, right? So what do? You throw it to a guy underneath in this area and then boom, he's off to the races. Now, why do I think that's designed instead of a mistake? One, to have 2 receivers do perfect mistakes is kind of unheard of. But this right here, watch 14, and we saw this last week too. 14 comes in, he blocks, acts like he gets beat, and then immediately turns around looking for the pass right there. Boom. This was designed. Genius play. Genius play. Loved it. I was all excited about that one. I was like, that is nice. Here's another good play. This is, we get a touchdown on this one. Very nice play. Look at this. Kind of a swing screen pass to Bucky. Gets out there, boom. You got 65, Feeney out front blocking for him. Feeney, he's good. I like Feeney. You had 62 give a good block right here. You got 68 out here. Look at that. Look, there is nobody out here. Nobody out here. That whole side of the field is totally empty. Why is it totally empty? Because they designed it this way. Look, they bring everybody over here, right? And then 15 runs over here. So they draw the whole defense to that side of the field. And they go too. Look, you see? See, they're all going on that direction. Not a single one of them is looking, except he's looking at, and he ends up getting blocked by this guy. Beautifully designed play. Executed very well. Tell you, man, the first series was great. Was great. And I'm pretty sure Grizzard scripts the first 15. And it was, I looked and I was like, I started getting frustrated with the plays about halfway through the next series. And then I counted it up and I was like, oh, we're past the first 15. So now he's he's winging it now. Great play design though. Good execution. Really like it. That boot was just pure genius. Especially the way he had Godwin blocking and acting like he got beat. But look how Mayfield sells this. He sells this so well. He never even looks over here until the last second. And he's got 99 coming in hard on him. Now, I don't know if Chumbawamba gets beat here. I think he does. But Mayfield, if you look, he's looking in the other direction. There's a screen set up over here or a play. All the play action, play side. This looks like play side. And he's looking over there, and then at the last second, he just turns and throws it. Whoop! Ah, beautiful play. Beautiful. But honestly, I don't know if the 70 wasn't designed to let 99 go by him. And here's why I'll say that is because if he didn't, right, say he blocked up 99 right here, right? Mayfield's going to be throwing the pass over there. If he's being blocked out here, then he can turn and chase after it, right? If he goes up, if 70, you can see 70 leaves him open here. Kind of baits him in, it looks like to me. See how he's jumping to the outside? Almost like, oh my gosh, you got me. And this keeps 99 from being out here and being able to jump up and bat the pass down. I honestly think 70 let him go by, and it was designed this way. Don't know. If it wasn't, it was a happy accident. The first series was just really good. Good stuff, man. Then things go kind of downhill. Okay, here we are, second series. This is a good second level block by 70. 62 comes out. He ends up taking out two guys. And we're very lucky that Kate Otten did not get injured on this play. You'll see 70 comes out, gets a block on. Booyah, nice block right there. Not quite a decleater, but he pushes him back. Booyah. Ends up pushing him way back here. And his 62 comes, wipes out both of these guys. Booyah, takes them both out. I like that. But you can see Kate Otten, he's blocking right here. He gets rolled up on the back of his leg right here. Kate Otten's a tough little dude, man. Well, you see, they all run it. They can't have Kate Otten hurt. Our whole offense evolves around him. Now, here, I would have preferred 62 to block 56 on this play. I don't think he sees him coming. Gedeke can't get out there and get that reach on him. But 62, if 62 would have just seen him out of the corner of his eyes and stopped and blocked. 56 ends up making the tackle, I think. Yeah, he gets the tackle there. That's a tough ask by 67. Reach blocks that distance is hard. And 67 is not the best in open space. He's not good at pulling and downfield blocks and stuff. But if 62 would have seen 56 coming and just like stopped, shouldered him right here or something, this probably would have gone for quite a bit more. No big deal though. There's a screen to Godwin on this one. Number one, he slips. Where is he at? Oh yeah, right here. Gedeke makes him pay for this slip. He's like, booyah, and then he gets him here. Booyah. He didn't get him on the ground the first time, and then he was like, get down. Let's watch Gedeke. He comes out. Good block right there. And he's like, you didn't go down on that one. You'll go down on this one. Yeah. That's always fun. All right. Interesting formation here. And nice play, too. It was a great job selling the play on the right side with the play action. It gets the whole defense. Now, we had just run a screen to Godwin the play before, so they're kind of expecting it here. And we got good yardage on the previous screen. If Johnson would have caught this ball, it probably would have gone for some good yardage. And if 70 would have made his blocks. We get to see 87 with his first cut block of the game, too. So anyhow, interesting formation here. It starts off with like a laddered bunch. And then it was at 87 comes in. And then there's another motion. So we get two motions. They're expecting a screen or play action, right? So you can see he's doing the play action here. They all go for it, every single one of them. Right there. This he's in man coverage, so he's covering 15. And right there, comes out of the play action, immediately turns around and throws it. And then 15 just turns his head before he gets the ball caught. And he can't get on it. 70 should have made the block on... Yeah, 70 should have got number one. You can see 70 here. For some reason, he cuts inside and then tries to come back outside. We'll see it from the end zone. And he doesn't get the block he was supposed to have. Gotti, what's up, brother? Mr. Positivity in the house. So, yeah, you see 70 steps in. He was probably going to help Chip with 93, but he didn't need to do it. So then he comes out. But he misses this block. That's who he's supposed to get. He's like, oh, crap. So, nice play design. I like it. Just not executed well. We've seen, you see 87 with his patented cut block. We get to see a lot of that in this game. Like I said, a lot of good play design. I really like the design. This one was very interesting as well. I think this one, Mayfield decides to throw it, just kind of spur of the moment. This is supposed to be a run. And he throws it to Egbuka. He sees this right here. He sees this. And he knows Egbuka is going to get this out if this guy backpedals. All right? There you go, backpedal, so you know you got it. Throw it. Okay, good eye by Mayfield. But this was definitely supposed to be a run. Everybody was expecting a run except Egbuka. And I don't know when. I tried to look and see when he told Egbuka, I'm throwing it to you. And I can't figure it out. I don't know if he said something to him right there or what. But everybody else is blocking for a run. Even we'll see it from the end zone angle. Even Bucky Irvin is expecting the handoff. And you can see the way they're all setting up. They're all blocking for the run. Boop. And Mayfield just decided he was going to throw that quick out, and I can't see where he has to have told Egbuke, expect to pass or something. Anyhow, let's look at all the blocking, and you'll see this was the designed run play. See, he's coming out here. You got a puller. He's coming. They are not in pass protection mode. They are all moving forward. And you can see Bucky. Watch Bucky. He comes over here, and he's got his arms lifted up, and he's like, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. You're not giving me the ball. I guess I should block somebody. If this was a pass play, Bucky would have been blocking 99. But he doesn't. So Mayfield just saw that and went with it. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Here's 3rd and 3. Now, remember last Monday, or this Monday, we had Yaya Diaby, who did the alligator roll on the tackle, and they got a touchdown from the 3-yard line. Okay. This is a 3rd and 3. This is basically the same exact thing. Same exact thing. Except just imagine this is the goal line. Right? I mean, this is the same thing. But you see, who is this? Bucky Irvin. He bounces to the outside, right? Here's the guy that tackles him, right? Look at that. Look at the stance. That's how you tackle somebody. He stopped him short. He did not get 3 yards. He got 2. Let me go back. And it's because he sets his feet. He doesn't launch himself. He sets his feet. He drives through, and he wraps up. Bucky was lucky he got 2 yards. We'll look at it from the end zone angle here, and you really get a good shot of it. Right here. See him setting his feet? Their feet are set. He doesn't leave his feet. Boom. Drives through. Wraps up. Takes him down. Whew. Now let's compare that to, here is Yaya. All right, here's Yaya. Here's 24. Yaya never sets his feet. Right there, he's launching. He grabs him by the waist and alligator rolls. Boom. He gets the 3rd down. And he even had assistance. He had 31 coming in. I can't stand alligator roll tackles. Can't stand it. I hate rugby tackles. I hate alligator roll tackles. Yaya had this tackle for a loss. He should have, anyhow. I just wanted to point that out. All right, Bredesen gets beat by 92. 92 is pretty good. 92, 93. They got a lot of good defensive linemen, guys. 90, 92, 93. Yeah, those 3 are the main ones. Bredesen gets beat by 92. This was that same play. and it causes right there, causes Bucky to have to bounce out. Yeah, Bredesen got tossed to the side. Yeah, just nice tackle. I like it, you know. Wish we did more of it. I hate the way our guys tackle for the most part. 4th and 1. 4th and 1. I think this is our first 4th down attempt. Man, this one I don't know. I don't know what 82 was supposed to do here. I'm pretty sure he was supposed to block this guy, at least chip him. He doesn't do anything. He actively avoids him. He like shuffles like he's trying to juke him and then just goes around him. And that's what kills this play. You know, it's a toss to Bucky and he has no hope. I mean, maybe if he could have spun, but he's got to get the ball tucked away first. You know, so I don't know if this was the design. If so, it's garbage. You know, why would you let a defensive end or anybody just run right past you towards the pitch on a 4th and 1? I don't know. I think it just seems like out of just pure footballness that you would at least try to chip this guy on your way by him. Something. Don't know. The way 82 was very confident in what he was doing, I think that he thought he was doing the right thing. But we had run this play earlier and gotten 5 yards on it. Or it was a toss play. It wasn't necessarily that play. So I think we were pretty confident in this. And it looks like we got the numbers, you know. Or at least even, but I don't know. I wish somebody would have asked Coach, you know, does 82 supposed to block 96 here? Because if not, it seems like a dumb play. 82 definitely looks like he don't think he's supposed to block him. I don't know what the whole juking thing is about. Like 96 is going to cover him on a route. I don't know. And then he doesn't even block 33. Who he thinks he's supposed to block. I don't know. I don't know if that was design, if it was bad design, or if it was just a messed up play. All right, here we go. 3rd series. 87 with another cut block. This is an ugly, ugly boot to the left. I don't know what's going on here. None of the levels play out. I think this is just a really busted up play. You see 87 with his cut block. Who's he getting? 99 again, right? Yep. Baker, I don't know if he was throwing this one away or I think he was expecting Egbuka to be deeper downfield. Egbuka is supposed to be deeper downfield. Because again, this is a boot, so you want your levels. You got medium, who I think this guy goes, or he's short, he's medium, and he ends up going, supposed to go deep, but they end up so bunched up. He goes medium here, he's like, or he goes short here, he goes medium, and then Egbuka is like right here. And look how bunched up they are. Boop, boop, boop. It's definitely not right. And it's an ugly boot because Baker just kind of stops right here. You know, he's not going out in that direction like he's supposed to. Things just didn't work out on this play. And I'm pretty sure Egbuka is supposed to be down here where Baker threw it. Let's watch Colts, or Payne Durham's cut block. He comes over here, goes into motion, and then comes back. Booyah! He gonna hurt somebody one day, man. But I mean, you know, Baker's got all day. I don't know why he stopped his boot. Remember when Baker and Kyle Trask were competing against each other and Baker won the job because he could do this and Kyle Trask couldn't? Trask was basically doing this right here, cutting the boot off right here and then setting his feet and throwing it. So, I don't know if he was throwing it away there or not. But I can always guarantee you Igbuke ran the wrong route. His route was way too short. 93 was called for tripping on this play, and I don't know why. I don't see it. I didn't see it on the broadcast, even when they replayed it. See, here's 93. Here's his leg, right? He's being held by 68, and he's held all the way through this. Right here, see? He's being held. And his foot is right here. You know, he steps out, and he's got weight on the foot. I don't know where the tripping comes in at. He's just sticking his foot out. And he's being held. You know, to me, it looks like he's trying to get leverage to pull away from the hold. Yeah. I don't see the tripping. He never even makes contact. You know, he's not sticking his foot out like he's trying to trip White. I don't see it. There is holding on by 68. That was not called, though. So we got lucky on that one. That's the one where he stepped on White's shoestring. That was a literal shoestring tackle. I thought that was funny. This one, again, another ugly play. It was about this point in the game, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? I don't know where the this is just ugly play. I don't know what they were thinking here. I really don't. Okay, we'll go through and watch it. Boom, tackle for a loss right there. Right? And there's a reason why. And it's 17 is supposed to block their defensive end. And you know, I'm like, yes, that's not, you know, that's 100 pounds weight difference there. But this guy is reading this the whole time. He doesn't hesitate at all. You know, 17, you know, is supposed to down block on him, you know, and he never really gets him and just kind of like wraps his legs up and stuff. And you got 65 and 67 pulling. And it's just really bad play design. I don't like it. So basically, you're leaving the whole right side of your line open and expecting 17 to block anybody that's going to come busting through. But the bad thing about this is it takes so long for Mayfield to run back here and hand the ball off that whoever is running can be right there at the handoff. And that's basically what happened. It's just a bad play design. I don't like it. You know, you're pulling, I mean, the play is supposed to run this way. I don't know why they don't have Bucky running and hand it off like right here. You know, but he just stands here the whole time. Baker has to run all the way back here and hand it to him. And by the time he gets back there, this guy's here already. And he read it the whole time. And you can see 17 just kind of wraps his feet up, kind of trips him up with his feet, but a little too late. We end up doing this again later, but we do it with Rachaad White, and Rachaad White actually steps forward and gets the ball, so it's not as much of a disaster. You can see it right here. And again, Gedeke is just not good at pulling. I don't know why we'd pull with him. I think I counted 4 times in here that he didn't block anybody. See right there, he doesn't block a single person. Gedeke. He just kind of runs into the back of his own guy and then steps in and then falls down. Anyhow, not a good play design. Don't like it. It's silly to expect 17 to be able to, I mean, even a down block, I don't know if he's got the weight to push him inside. I don't know, man. That's a big ask. So like I said, we got good stuff and we got bad stuff. This is some bad stuff. This is really 44. This is one where it would make you really appreciate Rachaad White as a pass protector. He is so good at it. He's elite level. He's top of the league in pass protection for running backs. 44 just completely whiffs on a block here. And it sucks too because 17 wide open. Wide open. Still wide open. You see Baker has to scramble. Baker should have just kind of like lobbed it over to him. He's got till right there to throw the ball. And look, at this point, 88's open too. So, just save yourself, man. Don't get rid of the ball. But you can see, watch Tucker just completely whiffs on this block, which causes Mayfield to have to, right there, just totally whiffs. A nice little spin move by Mayfield here is really nice, and it makes two guys end up colliding with each other right here. This guy and this guy end up running into each other. Spin, bam! He takes him out. Nice spin move by Bake, man. Shake and bake. Woo! But yeah, I wish he would have just lobbed it over to wide open Shepard, which he missed seeing Shepard open a lot in this game. Almost always in zone coverage. Now, their zone coverage sucked, but their man coverage was great. I don't even know how you do that, how you're so good at one and bad at the other. Excellent blocking here. Here we go. Bredesen and Feeney with perfect leverage. 62, he gets an excellent second level climb. I really like, this is just perfect all the way around. Except 87 with his dang cut blocks. Although, it's a good cut block. 87, whoop, right there. But look at Bredesen and Feeney get just perfect leverage. Look at that. And then Feeney, look at this hole. Just runs it right up in there. Feeney just does a really good job here. Comes up and actually jumps. He hops out here. Look at that. Oh, hops out here. Get that leverage. He's just blocked up, man. Just blocked up. Look at 62 out there. I love this, man. This is exciting stuff. 62 pops out. Boom. Block. Look at that. Block. Blocking all the way out here. Got this block going. Man, that's exciting. Perfect blocking right here. Can't get no better than that. And they had quite a few blocks like that in this game. We surprisingly ran about 4 or 5 quarterback options in this play. Not the same that Saints did. What did I say, 14 or 17 times against us? Ours are a little bit different, but I think we were doing it just to kind of let them know we see what y'all are doing. Anyhow, option here, 70 ends up holding 58. Royd here. Irvin, this was a really bad read on his part. Don't know what he was looking at. He didn't even read his keys. He should have followed 67. I mean, all the keys were here, and it's set up really nice. For some reason, I mean, look at this. I mean, all the keys are there. You got a blocker out front, head over on this side, head over on that side, wide open hole. I don't know why he goes this way, and he ends up basically running right into the one guy who's unblocked. That was just a bad read on Bucky's part. Nice blocking on everybody else. 70 ends up slipping here is what happens. But he does end up holding 58. As soon as he goes down, he grabs 58 right here and holds him, pulls him back. And then he slips again. A lot of slipping in this game. A lot of this field was almost a mud pit by the end of the game. Here's a 3rd and 5. Didn't have this one marked to show you, but I got notes on it. So this is a horrible, horrible decision by Baker. I don't know what he's thinking here. He throws right here into cover. I don't know why he didn't throw down here. It would have been a better decision. Especially watch the move 17 puts on this guy. This is zip, 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 zip. Look at that. Look at the moves, man. Shepard got it going on. Keep an eye on this, man. He's like he's on skates out here. Zip, 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 zip. And he would have been open for the first down too. But I don't know why Baker threw it to Godwin here. Godwin's just draped. They did really good man coverage in this game. Zone coverage sucked. Their man coverage was really good. Okay, here we go. 87 actually doesn't cut block on this one. Here he is. And this is probably why he cut blocks all the time. We've seen him, what was it, last week? He didn't cut block and he whiffed. Yeah, he gets beat on this one here. Whoop, his guy makes the tackle. You're like, oh man. Right here, just totally whiffs on the block. Or doesn't whiff, he gets beat. And then his guy comes in and makes a tackle. Uh, 88 gets beat on his block too. Head to head, 88 gets the worst of it. And then 68, he comes by, he's pulling and misses his block right here. Guy's just too fast for him. It causes White to have to adjust a little bit, but it's not that bad. And White just really doesn't have anywhere to go because you got this guy, you got this guy behind you, you got this guy. And it was mainly, tight ends messing up or getting beat. So, not so much the offensive line. Uh, 70 Chubawuba. This is just a bad blocking. Nobody's on the same page. Let's put it this way. There was definitely some miscommunication on who's supposed to block who. 70 sets like he's blocking. This is a run. He's blocking for a pass. He's in pass protection mode. He has no idea that the run's coming that way because he is in pass protection mode. He doesn't drive at all. And he's setting like he's pass protecting. 67 over here, for some reason, he blocks this guy. He actually jumps in front of Feeney to block him. And Feeney is like, what are you doing? And so Feeney ends up having to come out and block this guy who's coming in. But it's very strange. Yeah, this was a really big miscommunication on what the play was supposed to be. You can see Feeney's like, what are you doing? He actually grabs Gedeke. He's like, well, I guess I'll block this guy out here. But yeah, 70 definitely thought this was supposed to be a pass play. Some bad communication on the offensive line there. Okay, this is, again, 17, expecting 17 to block 96. This is the same play from earlier. It's a little bit different. But you see this time, White is running forward, and he's able to get the handoff just a few feet up ahead. But you see, they got 17 blocking 96. And again, 67 is just absolutely, he's garbage at pulling. They need to just stop with this. Again, these two are pulling. He's got a block 96. It's a handoff in that direction. 65 pulls. 67 goes to pull and just gets caught up in the mess. 17 runs into 65, and then he's got a block 96. He gets in front of him, makes the block, just pushes him out of the way. But then you see 67 is behind White. So absolutely useless. and ends up blocking absolutely nobody again. He does knock 15 down, though. You know, there's one, don't get Ryan Miller off of special teams, okay? The guy can't block. Don't have blocking packages with Egbuke as a blocker. He's just not a blocker. He's not good at it. And stop pulling Gedeke. You know, I don't mind Gedeke running out in space for a screen or something of that nature, you know, but pulling down the line, he doesn't work good in like small spaces, you know, having to avoid hitting people on the line or tripping and stuff like that. You know, like when he played left guard for us, he was absolutely garbage because he just can't play in like small spaces. I don't know if it's because the pillow on his head is too big or whatever, but he just stop pulling him. It's not his strong suit, so stop doing it. All right, 3rd and 1. 70 gets beat inside by 90. And this is when Bredesen gets hurt. This is 3rd and 1 now. Boom, right there. 90 just comes in. And great play by 90. And you can see right here, Bucky's like, oh, crap. And he kind of stutter steps because he's wanting to go here, but he sees this guy. And so then he decides he might go this way, but then he sees this guy. So then he goes back to his original spot and just can't get it. So this right here is what caused this play to break down. But right here is where Bredesen gets rolled up. You see it? Here's his leg. And right there, this guy falls right on him. Right there. Boom. Look how his legs bent up right there. That's a tough one. And immediately grabs his knee. He's screaming right there. Gotta be screaming. Look, they're all calling. We need help. We need help. Medical. That sucks, man. Yeah, he's out for the season, by the way. He was put on injured reserve, out for at least the next 4 games, which is the rest of the regular season. Here's 4th and 1. Boom. Doesn't make it. Gedeke is late on blocking the blitzer. And it really sucks, too, because this was good. He had it. You know, Gedeke comes up. Gedeke's looking, too. Gedeke sees him. You know, and that's Gedeke. He's supposed to get that guy, both of these guys. He's supposed to pop off, too. You know, they're supposed to get these second-level guys. And Gedeke's just late getting off and comes over and can't get it, man. Can't get it. And he's able to clobber 44. And again, right here, 44, reading his keys, should have gone this way. All right, whole bunch of stuff coming up here. Defense reads this play all day long. It's a screen to the right, and Baker has to throw it away. I don't know what they saw here to read this, but they read it all day long. They shut this play down so bad. You can see right here, they're running that direction already. And Baker doesn't even look over there. Baker's looking over here because they got this fake stuff set up. But these guys are running in that direction already. And I don't know what it is they're reading. I don't know what they saw. Because he's going like he's going to go help block, you know, and nobody's pulling yet. I don't know what they're seeing. But, man, did they read it. Look at those. Look at all these guys swarming over there. And Baker sees it's shut down and just dirts it. They did a pretty decent job with reading some of our plays. 3rd and 10. another quarterback option. They were not expecting a run at all here. This is 3rd and 10, and we end up running. I think we get 12 yards on this one because they weren't. We really caught them off guard. I mean, as you can see, they got nobody here, and it's an option. And Baker sees this, so he hands it off, and there's a huge hole right here. And White just whoop runs right through it. I mean, they were not expecting that at all. Caught them totally by surprise. Good play call. This is great blocking by the O-line, especially Feeney here. This is what I'd like to see more of, just straight O-line, light blocking. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a heavy front. You know, our offensive line does good enough running blocking. They don't need as much help. But look at this. Good blocking right here. Look at that. Turns in, gets perfect leverage. Love it. Jeez. That's how you do it, man. That's how they teach it in school. 62. Everybody just blocking great, man. And again, he doesn't get touched till he's 12 yards down the field. So that was a 3rd and 10. We ended up picking that one up. Man, we're going to be on late here because we still got plenty to cover. I'm not sure exactly what happens to Godwin here. He definitely runs the wrong route. He's not where he's supposed to be. It looks like he's supposed to do, I don't know. At first I thought it was supposed to be a deep crosser, but then after further analysis, I have no idea what he was supposed to do. Definitely busted routes. You can see after the play, I think he tells Shepard or Igbuke, somebody who's like, I know. You'll see. But here, let's let it play out. Okay. So we see the ball ends up about right here. And I think on the broadcast, they were like, why is he throwing it to Godwin? Because he was covering everything, but he wasn't throwing it to Godwin. He's throwing it to Igbuke coming across, and the linebacker ends up tipping the ball, knocking it off angle. And it looks like it goes towards Godwin. But Godwin's all out here, and he's messing up everybody's routes. Watch Godwin. At first, I thought it was a crossing route, and he went too deep right there. I thought they were supposed to cross, and he just went too deep, and he got in the way of Shepard. And then you could see Igbuke coming, and he's like, oh, my gosh, what are y'all doing? And he has to curve, and Godwin is like just there, and you can see right there, right there. He's telling somebody, he's like, yeah, I know. He's like, I know. I think Shepard's like, dude, what were you doing? He's like, yeah, I know. Because he's just like in everybody's way out here. Originally I thought maybe they were going to cross here and try to get a pick play or something. But Godwin realizes right here, and he just stops and tries to hop out of the way. But yeah, he's not supposed to be out there. You can see right here, he's throwing it to Igbuke. It's a little off target too, even if Igbuke would have had to slow down a little bit, but it gets batted. Godwin just trying to get out of the way over there. He ran the wrong route. I don't know who he was talking to there at the end. I don't know if it was all right, shut up. I know I ran the wrong route, or if it was like, I got it. But they were definitely saying something to him. 3rd and 5. Tej Johnson. All right. Egbuka gets called for offensive pass interference here, and I really cannot figure out. I just don't know anymore what's illegal contact, offensive pass interference, defensive pass interference, blah, blah, blah. It's just randomly called on people, and I just don't know what they are expecting back there. This looks just like the time, remember when Dean was called for defensive or illegal contact when the receiver ran right into Dean? That's what this is. And I just, how this is offensive pass interference right here. Boom. That right there, that's offensive pass interference. But what happened to Dean was defensive pass interference. I will never know the difference. I have studied the rule book, and I just don't know. This should not have been offensive pass interference. Don't know what the... But anyhow, Tej Johnson's wide open in the middle of the field. Would have been the much better throw. Especially because he's already in his throwing motion here, and he's just now breaking out of his. So you can see Baker is throwing it to him before he's out of his route, breaking his route. Tez is already over. So he didn't know what was going to happen over here. This, we know what's happening over here. He's wide open. I don't know why he doesn't like throwing it to Tej Johnson. He's always trying to squeeze it into Egbuka. All right, 3rd and 15. Hi. Speaking of defensive pass interference, this should have been defensive pass interference. And I don't understand, again, why it's not called. You can see it right here. Here's 2 Egbuka. This guy pushes Egbuka. Let's go slow, frame by frame. Right there. Right there. You see it? You can see Egbuka go forward. I could blow it up and everything, but I don't think we need to. Look, he stretches his arms out, full arm extension, as they like to say. The ball's in the air. The ball's right here. That's defensive pass interference. And that's who he's throwing it to, is Egbuka. Egbuka was short on his route anyhow, which he's got a problem with. We need to work on that. You can see the ball's going back here. Egbuka is up here. But, yeah, he pushes him right there. You can see his arm. You can see Egbuka getting pushed forward. Why did they call that? I don't know. They don't know. They don't know why they didn't call it. The ball, this is 3rd and 15, is the same play from the other angle. The ball is snapped prematurely. Baker Mayfield's not ready, and you can see nobody moves except for the center. Watch, it hits Baker right in the chest. Bam! He was lucky he got his hands out. He's got his hands in his pocket in that little warmer thing. And he was quick to pull it out. It hit him right in the stomach. But look, nobody else is moving. The ball's already in hitting Baker in the stomach right now. Bam. So this play could have been a disaster. You can't see it from here as good, but you can definitely see Egbuka get pushed right there. So I don't know why they'll call offensive pass interference on the dude and not defensive pass interference for the same thing. This one, I got to question Rachaad White's intentions here. What is he doing? I don't know. You can see Bucky Irvin gets tackled in the backfield right here. Rachaad White is supposed to block the guy that tackles him, and I don't know why he doesn't. You know, and it makes you kind of wonder, Is he wanting Bucky Irvin to not succeed? You can see you see Bucky comes down the line, or White comes down the line, and he does the little juke thing like he doesn't even try to put a shoulder into him or nothing. Right here, does the little juke, and then he goes around him. And that's Rachaad White could definitely block this dude. Rachaad White could block anybody. I don't know why he doesn't block here. And he's not even going out for a pass. He's not even running around. He actually turns around and watches the play thing. So he knows what's going on here. Just don't know what's going on. Don't know what that's all about. Now, I'm not saying that Rachaad White is trying to mess up Bucky Irvin's thing, but for Rachaad White, who is an elite blocker, to be able to, or to totally not even try to block a guy. 56, here's an uncalled penalty. This should have been, again, illegal contact right here. Right here. As Godwin is running by him, 56 just reaches out and shoves him. Right there. That's illegal contact, yo. Right? Why don't they call that? Here's a nice little tight end screen. I like this one. This is that same play. It's just from a different angle. It's tight to the line. Again, Kate Otten, 70, 67 are out there. I like it. It's nice. Second one. I don't see any world where this would have been the appropriate throw. It ends up being an interception. And everybody gives 19 flack for stopping his route here, but I don't care, man. It's just a bad decision. There's just nowhere, like, okay, Baker's already in this. He knows he's going to throw it here, right? He knows he's going to cut in, right? There's just nowhere that's a good decision. I mean, he's lucky this guy fell down, because that guy could have come over and got it. This is not a good decision by Baker Mayfield at all. I don't care if this guy stops or not. What happened? It's just not a good decision. The better decision would have been 14 right here. And I don't know why Baker felt the need to throw this ball. He's not being pressured. I mean, there's a little pressure coming, but just a bad decision. Bad decision. I don't know any world where that was an appropriate throw. Uh, 60. This guy gets a little bit of pressure on him, but 60's really got him under control. He's not loose, or wait, no, right here, 62. It's a really slow crawl. They're really battling. You see, so 62's got him. He's not running free. You could have stepped over a little bit and just waited a half a beat, and you would have had this right here. But that's just a bad decision by Baker. On the blocking scheme, I really would have liked to have seen Feeney. He's looking for work. I don't know why he doesn't look over here, because he's 6'2", struggling. I would have liked to have seen him come over and help Barton. What was that at the end there? Oh, he gets laid out. Booyah. Oh, man. Okay, here's just another 67 pulling and blocking absolutely nobody. He's going, he's going, he's going, he's going, he's going. He just doesn't block anybody. He actually goes between two guys. Right here. He's stumbling between two guys. See, he trips up on people's feet and stuff. He's just not a finesse guy, I guess is the word. Yeah. That was it. That was his big issue with playing guard, was he was just always tripping on people's feet. That's why he's so good out there in the tackle, man. He gets that wide stance, doesn't have to worry about getting people's feet all wrapped up around his legs. Just stop pulling, Gedeke. Just stop doing it. Good play call here. Same play as before, with defense tries to shut down. Oh, I don't even think we looked at this play earlier. Oh, that's a shame too. I must not have marked it. Anyhow, previously we ran this exact play earlier. It's a good zone beater, and they, they're playing zone. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I didn't have this marked. The first play. Dang it. Anyhow, good play design, good call. 15 goes into motion, and he ends up running in between those two and going downfield. Now, we ran this before, and he was wide open, and Mayfield hit it. And I said in my notes, I said, this is a perfect play for this zone because one of these three is going to be open every time. This guy's going to be open, he's going to be open, or he's going to be open. It's just a zone beater. And this time they recognize it, and he comes down to shut the out route down, leaving him open back here. And there he goes. It ends up being a penalty because he has to grab him to stop it. So good play call. I like it. Worked out good for us. Right here, Feeney kind of gets in the way of the throw. He should have instead helped block 67 over here. Right here, again, he's like looking for work. For some reason, he decides he's going to come run way over here and help. But as he does, he runs right in front of Mayfield. I was like, that could have been a disaster. You know, it would have been so much better if he would have looked over here, and he does look over, but it looks like 67's got him. But he should have came over here and helped 67. It worked out okay, though. Nice play design, though. Like it. Good play call. 70, he tosses 98 right here. It's a good one. 70 played pretty aggressive in this game. He does this a lot right there. He loves to like just throw guys, push them really hard. He did it to Chase Young quite a bit. This one was nice though, because this guy just goes right to the ground. 62 ends up holding 92 on this play. Uncalled penalty, I think. Right there. The only pancake that was had in this game was, I think it was Payne Durham got a pancake on 96, I think. I didn't have it marked. Oh, this one here, 67. Look at this guy. He slips and falls down, and Gedeke goes down with him. Gedeke kind of like tosses him down too, right? And then Gedeke kind of falls on top of him. But then the guy gets up and headbutts Gedeke. Watch. Right there. Right here. He headbutts Gedeke. And I'm like, that was the stupidest thing in the world. And this is hilarious, too. Gedeke points to the ground like, don't get mad at me. The ground did it. He slipped. But it's dumb because Gedeke's wearing this big old pillow. And that ain't going to hurt Gedeke. But it should have been a penalty, right? And you see Baker going, hey. Baker does really have good field awareness. You know, he always seems to know what's going on the field, and no matter where it's at on the field. This is pretty good. 70 ends up blocking his guy completely out of the picture. Right there. He just pushes him right out of the picture. He's probably still pushing him. All right, we still got plays, man. I hope y'all are in here for the long haul. Told you there was a lot in this game. I don't know how 20 survives this. He gets sandwiched between 70 and 67. They both run out, second level block him and squish him, but he ends up making the tackle. It's hilarious. It's a weird blocking scheme. 62, the center is the only one without movement, you know, that doesn't run to another spot. Look at all that movement up front. He's the only one that stays in spot. Anyhow, 60, yeah, look at this. They just squish him. Bam. But he comes out and makes the tackle. I don't know how he survives that. Wow. Another one their defense sniffs out. It's a running back screen in the middle. Good job by their defense. Like I said, compared to their offense, their defense is head and shoulders above. And they do a really good job sniffing this out. Screen right here. You got your blockers out. They see it all day. And you can see they're looking for it. I mean, he's coming up. He was really good at reading kind of Levante David levels, but it ends up getting batted down anyhow. Is it 94? I wish 67. I wish our linemen would make these people pay when they jump up like this. When you stick your arm up, that's when you go down. You know? Look, he's off the ground. He's on his tippy toes, isn't he? 67 should be clobbering him. Take him to the ground, man. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, okay. So they were pretty good at sniffing out some of our plays. 4th and 2. 4th and 2. This was going to drive you crazy. We end up not getting this. This is the one where we throw it to Godwin over here. He catches it, gets hit, bobbles it, goes out of bounds. And like I said, you know, the CBS did a horrible job with the replay here. He's got control of it right here. He's got 1 foot in bounds. And if you look, before he lands, that other foot lands in bounds. Now, I don't know from the other angle. It doesn't look like he has complete control of it at the time. But you can't see it because CBS doesn't do a good job with their replays. I hate CBS. I'm so glad we don't have any more games with them this year. But the bad thing about this is right here, 17 is wide open. Wide open. Now, 14 was open too. So it's not a bad decision. But, man, what could have been, right? What could have been. This was a great run. We did a really good run in this game, and I thought that Grizz did a really good job of sticking to the run. We had one series, our 8th series, that was all run. We had one pass. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plays. 8 of them were runs for a touchdown. So I was very happy about that. Right here, beautiful run, good blocking, but the real block comes right here. 17. 33 is coming in. You got Bucky with the ball, and 17 comes in like a missile. Booyah, right there. Puts him on his knees. Wow. And that was really a crucial block. I think it was a 32 yarder or something like that. I really wanted to see Bucky outrun 31 here. They were staring each other down too. Look at this. they look at each other this whole way. And Bucky tries to stutter step him and all this stuff. I was like, man, just outrun him. I want to see your speed, man. I don't know what Bucky's speed is, but he's more about the shiftiness. Oh, here's the Egbuke touchdown pass. Wide open. If you need a great move here. Great move. Watch him. I'm going to pause it at one point here, and you're going to be like, how is his body doing that? But right. Where is it? Look at that. Look how he's twisted like that. How do you even do that? Anyhow, great move. I mean, he just jukes this guy completely out. Problem with this is, and it makes me mad when people say, especially from watching the broadcast, you're like, oh, he overthrew Egbuke or underthrew him or whatever. Or, it's one of the things with when you're watching the broadcast and a guy catches a pass and you blame the closest defender to him. It's like, oh, McCollum was right there, or, why did McCollum let that pass, or Winfield or whatever. You can't tell this stuff until you get it on the All-22, I have found. But right here, this was definitely Egbuke's fault. He, for some reason, I don't know why, and he's had this problem a couple times where he just doesn't adjust properly, and you can see right here, the ball's in the air, right here. Now, an elite receiver knows how to adjust to the ball. You see where it's going right here. Like Randy Moss was excellent at being able to adjust to the ball so smoothly, you never realized that he changed his route. Egbuke is running straight down the numbers, right on the edge of the numbers, right? And the ball is over this way a little bit, but instead of kind of going that way, watching the ball and kind of drifting towards the ball, he turns around and he's got a good stride here. And then right here, he shortens his step to jump. And of course it hits his hands. I mean, he should have caught it anyhow, but there was no reason for him to do that whatsoever. He just doesn't adjust properly to the ball. Could this have been a better thrown pass? Yeah, only in the sense that it should have been over here instead of over here. That's about where it would have landed. It would have landed about right here. Maybe if you would have thrown it on directly the line he was running on, I don't know. And if you watch it in full speed, you can see a moment where he slows down. Right there. So that's Egbuke not adjusting properly to the ball. When you're that open and the guy throws the ball, you should be able to catch it pretty much anywhere. You just adjust to it. Third and 12. This is a few plays later. He throws it to Cade Otton over here. I get what they were trying to do. It's actually a pretty nice play, but the Saints were very good at this. We tried picking them many times in this game, and they were just really good at not getting picked. We were trying to knock the receiver off or the defender off of Cade Otton here. And you can see Baker's throwing it to him no matter what. He's just going to throw it. Problem is, again, 17, wide open. Wide open. Now, the first down marker is about right here. So it wouldn't necessarily have been a first down pass. But I guarantee you, he would have gotten, if you would have thrown it in stride, he would have gotten that first down. You know, and Baker should have seen right here that he was not bumped off, and he should have said, let me see if somebody else is open. He had 17. So that made it, wait, I think that was fourth and 12. Yeah, that was 4th and 12. I got it marked as 3rd and 12. No, that was 3rd and 12. We kicked a field goal. That's right, yeah. So that's a tough one there. That's a tough one. And then the last drive, we just flat. No umph at all. I tell you, man, it looked like we were trying to get out of here. There's only a couple of things I want to show. Here's 4th and 4, right? It's 24-20. There's a minute, 27 seconds left, right? 4th and 4. So we're looking at, let me see, the ball's right here, the 1, 2, 3, 4. So about here, right? Otton comes out, little short. Got to knock him for that. You know, he's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be on the sticks. All right. They got everybody else covered. We did not a real big fan of this play. You know, we got 3 guys right here. Didn't pull any of them. We weren't, you know, no decoys or nothing. But look at this. You know, and I get you're going to throw it here because he's supposed to be on the 4th down. And if he would have caught this, and if it would have been a good throw, then it would have been a first down. But unfortunately, it was a crap throw. It was thrown short. Don't know why. And he wasn't at the sticks to begin with. Oh, yeah, okay. You can see the marker here. So I think even if he would have caught this, they could have tackled him and he wouldn't have got forward progress. I don't know. But this would have been the better option, I think, because you'd be hard-pressed to tell me that, you know, he's not going to be able to catch the pass, especially if you could throw it out here where he can catch it on stride. And he's not going to be able to get out here before somebody tackles him. I don't know. We just had no umph on this last drive, man. No umph whatsoever. Okay, yeah, that's Bucky Irvin back there. So I think he could have done it. I mean, I get why you throw it to Otton, but there's just 2 big mistakes there. I don't know why Baker kind of panics a little bit here. He's got him under control. You can see he's going, but he's pushing him. It's like Baker has no confidence in his guys or something, you know, and he ends up stepping up, which, you know, the best thing would have been to do is just kind of stay in stance and hop back. But you had 2 guys on the defensive line. They were trying really hard. 54 spins on Michael Jordan here. He picks it up really well. Look at that. Nothing. He got nowhere. And you got a spin 96 on the outside with Gedeke, who he loses it but recovers very well right here. And, you know, there was no reason for Mayfield to have to panic throw this. And I think that's what he did. And it's just a short throw. Man, it's just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking stuff, man. So that's all I got. And I'll tell you, watching this offense, I really enjoyed it. I know we lost, and there was some bad stuff on there, but there was also a lot of really good stuff too. And we should have won this game. We should have won this game. The defense the defense played so poorly that their offense, who were just kind of trying to just like not mess up. That's how they were playing. They were playing to not really mess up, and they did mess up. They messed up quite a bit. They were just trying to get through the game. It felt like to me they weren't trying real hard on offense, and we were just shooting ourselves in the foot over and over and over and over. It wasn't that way with the offense here. It was definitely the defense. Their defense was playing to win, and their man coverage was really good. Their front was pretty tough, but we did a good job with them, I thought. And I really liked the play calling for the most part. There was a few series in there that sucked, play calling wise, but I really like a lot of the play designs. Some of the play calling was really good, and we were in it, man. We were in it. We should have won this game. We should have won a game. Like right there, they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. You know what we did? We threw a bad pass and we stopped before we didn't run another 6 inches on our route, and that's how this whole game was on offense. It was just little things like that. It wasn't much what they did. It was like that interception that Baker threw. That was just a bad decision, completely bad decision. They didn't do anything. Baker threw it to the defense. It wasn't that they beat us. We beat ourselves. We lost this game. We should have won this game. We're the better team. That's all there was to it. We were the better team. This wasn't like the Patriots game where we should have won. They just, the Patriots just played a really good game. They didn't make mistakes. These guys made mistakes. We just shot ourselves in the foot over and over and over. But the offense, I feel like, is on much better track than the defense. Defense has got some serious problems. I think the offense is looking pretty good, actually. Just clean up a little some of the small stuff. I think Grizzard's really good with the designing plays. I think in-game play calling, he can get a little hectic or confused or whatever it is. Maybe not confident, something. I don't know. But I think that's something he could definitely get better at, once he gets more confidence and stuff. But I do like some of the stuff he draws up, and I do like some of his calls in situation. So I'm not going to write him off yet. All right. What's everybody say? Is there anybody left over here? Chat. What's chat saying? Kate, what's up? Dion, I got to get off here, guys. I got to go eat dinner. I'm not going to scroll all the way back either. Oh, Kate, I'm sorry to hear about that. Get to feeling better. We got a big game. We need your energy Thursday night, man. We need your energy. You got to watch the game. Yeah, James. Yeah, I'm not coming down hard on Grizz because any number of reasons. Injuries is one of them, but first year, all that good stuff. I think he's doing good. I like. He could be better, of course. I would like to see better, but I don't think he's the problem. Chris Cole, do you think that there is issues with the gambling and stuff? I do. I know. The NFL is the only major sports franchise in the history of the world that has never had a referee scandal. I think it's just that they're very good at covering it up. There's just no way. There's just no way it's not out there, man. Or it's never been out there. Yeah, their D is definitely better than ours at this point. Their front five. Let's say their front seven. I like what's that linebacker? Pete Werner. He's good. But they're much more stout, aggressive than we are. Their front seven, and their secondary is better than ours too. I'll say it. I'll say it. Their defense is better than ours. Shouldn't be, but they are. Baker did really good in this game on third downs with scrambles and stuff. You know, there was a couple times where I was like, it would have been better if you thrown it, but he saved a few drives here with his scrambling. It's good to see him scrambling again. But then again, you know, it's a double-edged sword. A lot of times I'd like to see him just throw the ball, you know. Don't feel like you have to scramble. Yeah, I'm with you, 90. Yeah. I wish we would have kept Cohen, man, especially now that you see what he's doing at Jacksonville. You're like, oh, man. Joking. I really enjoyed watching him last year. He came up with some good stuff. Really, and I haven't really watched Jacksonville this year. I've been meaning to watch their tape. But he was so good at designing these confusing handoffs. You know, he had so much going on at I called it the point of attack, where, you know, you're getting rid of the ball, you know, the handoffs, the motions, just all kinds of stuff he did right after the snap. It was fun. It was fun to watch. Yeah, 14 should have caught the ball, no doubt about it. He did get hit pretty hard, but you got to catch the ball. That's your job. Yeah, we couldn't run when it mattered, and almost every single time was because our secondary blockers, you know, tight ends or wide receivers or whatever, would whiff on a block or get beat on a block. It generally was not the offensive line. That's why I was saying that I'd like to see us run more light run blocking, you know, just the offensive linemen, you know, don't put up the heavy lines with two tight ends or, you know, two running backs or bringing wide receivers in, and just too many bodies. Somebody's going to make a mistake. Oh, it's Jacksonville. Jacksonville's made it to the playoffs. Huh? They are. Let me look and see. I think they're a 10-win team right now, right? Gosh, that's crazy. What is their record? Standings. 9-4. Okay, they're 9-4. Oh, they got the Colts and Texans right behind them, 8-5. 9-4. AFC. It's still tight over there. I don't think they've clinched, have they? Has anybody clinched? Anywhere? Patriots have got to have clinched, right? No. Doesn't look like anybody's clinched. But yeah, I think Jacksonville's pretty. It's pretty common. I think the Colts are done, right? Are they going to really play Phillip Rivers? Or did they just sign him as a backup to that one guy they got? Oof. How are you gonna be out of the league for what's it been, 5 years, and then come back in and think you can throw it? I don't know, man. But then again, we brought JPP back. Yeah, hit that like button, man. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hope Egbuke gets back on his. I don't know what's happened with him. Dropping balls and not doing good adjustments, and I don't know what's going on with him. Is sick from watching his team, Kate? Wouldn't that be horrible? What if we all got sick? Then we could blame the Buccaneers. Yeah, Otten is a slow guy. You when you watch him, he looks like he's kind of in molasses compared to everybody else. But like I was saying earlier, our offense revolves around Cade Otton. It dawned on me watching this. I've been watching for 4 years with him playing, and I'm like, wow, every single play almost, he's pivotal in, whether it's blocking or motion or routes or decoy or something. Yeah, yeah. If Emeka just kept running, he would have probably dropped in right over his right shoulder. I don't know why he turned around like that. I don't know. That's not the first time he's done that either. The 3rd and 12 following us. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it was a 2nd and 15. We run it, got 3 yards. Then you throw a post to Otten. Bad play call by Grizz. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like it either. Otten is a guy. He's better than average, but he's not a playmaker. Let's put it that way. And to put the ball in his hands and expect him to make a play, it's just kind of like he's a grinder. I don't think he should have done that. Oh yeah, that Deion Jones drop. It's funny because if you watch, he did it right in front of Coach Bowles, and Coach Bowles was just so despondent, man. He was just like, one of the most emotional times I saw him. He was like all excited when Deion Jones was catching the ball, and then when he dropped it, Bowles just like hunched over and put his hands on his knees, just like, I can't believe he dropped that ball. Yeah, you can see it on the All 22. I didn't mark it, but yeah, that's what I thought too. I think Bucky would definitely would have picked up the 4 yards needed, and he probably would have got a touchdown because there was a lot of room in front of him. And if he could have broke through that zone line, it was to the house. And that's the thing, when you need a play, you give it to your playmakers. Don't throw it to Cade Otton. Sorry, Cade Otton's a guy. I like Cade Otton, but he's not. He's not going to break one off for you. We got Sergeant JPP in the house now. They better be fixed for Thursday night, tomorrow night. They got to be. We can't lose this game. We can't lose it. We can't lose it. Right, Kate? Yeah. Energy's going to be tough, man. I hope the house is rocking, though. I hope that stadium fills up. This game was very not filled up. And then after the rain started, it was like there was 25% of the people were left. But this Thursday night needs to be rocking, and we got to overcome the creamsicle jersey curse, the Kirk Cousins curse, the primetime curse. We can do it. We got to do it. We got to do it. We're going to do it. And no Penix. The detachable Penix. Oh, this one's worse than the defense that he carved up for 500 yards last year. I mean, this... Yeah, James, we only blitzed 3 times in this whole game against a rookie quarterback, a backup rookie quarterback. It was kind of insane to me. It was a dumb defensive play scheme. And then we ran cover 3, cover 4 the majority of the game, like we normally do. I'm like, what, you think they're going to blaze down the field and beat us over the top with, that's what we were protecting for. I'm like, what? They don't have any receivers. And they're rookie. Bad defensive scheme, bad defensive game plan. And we've done this quite a few weeks now where it's just the game plan doesn't match up with the personnel we're playing. Yeah, I'm with you, James. My favorite defense is cover 2 man, and we play it so rarely. It drives me crazy. It's my favorite defense of all time, cover 2 man, and I think we do it like maybe twice a game. Yeah. Yeah, James. Hopefully, maybe watching this game film, they'll go, wow, we ran really good when we were light up front. Maybe these heavy blocking schemes are not the way to go all the time because we do it so much. Just heavy personnel, elephant squad up front. We might see JPP out running out on the field and beating guys up. That'd be funny, Tom. Yeah, I don't see how Indianapolis comes back from this. And you never know, but there's no way they're going to have Phillip Rivers starting, right? I mean, he's just got to be a backup. I don't know, man. That's going to be wild. That's going to win. If he starts, hey, more power to him, man. I loved Phillip Rivers. I love him as a person. I love him as a player. He's a tough guy. He's a really good guy. But man, to not play football for 5 years and then come back, especially December football, that's a whole different beast. Then you're going to go into the playoffs with him? I don't know, man. Yeah, we play very non-aggressive zone coverage. If that's it, gosh, yeah. I mean, y'all know I sit here and I complain about it all the time. But even when we blitz, we'll blitz. We'll get pressure on the quarterback. Sometimes we get pressure with our front 4, and there will be some guy play the wide receiver wide open down the field because we're in some soft zone coverage. It's we never scheme together. It's like the back end is always playing soft while the front end plays aggressive, or the back end's playing aggressive while the front plays soft. They never get on the same page or something, man. It's insane. This defense drives me crazy. For the past, really since the Detroit game, I think, I have been pulling my hair out with this defense. It's been hard to watch. It's been ugly football. Oh my gosh, not only just wasting a season, Arch, but this is the 50th season. This is supposed to be a time of celebration and rah, rah, rah. And, we got a lot of guys on our team that, like Mike Evans, Levante David, who else? Guys that are probably not going to be here next year. I don't want them to go out like how we sent Tom Brady out. Yeah. Losing season. I want these guys to go out on top, man. We got to win it, Kate. We got to win it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got the backup quarterback, Kirk. Backup quarterback. Oh, man, we just pile it on the curses. This is the perfect game to break all the curses out. It was like the Philadelphia NFC Championship game when we had never won in freezing weather. And we went into Philadelphia and beat them in the freezing cold to go to the Super Bowl. We broke that curse. That's what we're going to do Thursday night. Tomorrow night, we're going to break all the curses. Oh, Phillip Rivers weighs 40 pounds. He's gained 40 pounds. No, they won't change, James. They won't change. But I have watched Bowles for 7 years, and he never, ever adjusts his defense to the team we're playing. Never. He has a strange philosophy on defense. You know, his whole thing is to do what you don't expect. You know, I always try to trick you. So if you think playing man coverage is what we're going to do, then we're going to play zone. Even if zone is going to get us killed, that's what we're going to do. Because it's more important to be tricky than it is to be smart. He's 300 pounds. I'm going to look at a picture of him. That's funny. Phillip Rivers is a big old boy. All right, I got to get off here, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Don't know if I'll be able to get on tomorrow before the game, but I might. Don't know. If not, we'll see you probably Friday because we'll do Film Breakdown Friday, right? Or we might wait till next week to do that. I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow, hit the button, the like button on your way to hitting the notification button so you can find out when we're live streaming. All right? So anyhow, tomorrow we got to win this. We got to win this tomorrow. Got to. There's no question about it. And we need to win it convincingly. This needs to be a statement win. Get back our mojo. All right, guys. Till next time. Go Bucs.